What's up, connoisseurs? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also, the YouTube channel that was created by a retail investor for retail investors and home to the best MJ community. Today is Tuesday, September 3rd. Hope you had a great long weekend. In this one, we've got an absolute banger of a video. You have to watch this one to the end. We've got a video with Lex Fridman. We have Trump. He was on there talking about MJ. We've got so many updates. He's getting really vocal. As expected, I mentioned for many months now that we're probably going to see MJ really be pushed by these political campaigns leading into the election, and they're going to wait to, till as close to the election as possible, right? A month or so. And then there was also some news out that Trump met with Trulieve CEO Kim Rivers ahead of his announcement. So we're going to discuss all of this and more. Like I said, strap in. It's going to be a great one. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and you should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. Also, shout out to all the new channel members. Really do appreciate everybody joining, and launched member-only videos on the channel as well, so you can check that out if you're interested. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward, just in case we ever get shut off here on YouTube. And there was some news out today that Elon Musk, the beta version of XTV is out. So it's going to be a competitor to Netflix, YouTube, etc. So exciting times ahead. So this was the video, this was the article that sparked the original video. Trump supports Florida MJ legalization ballot measure, but wants lawmakers to ban public smoking. I've already done a live stream on this. So if you want to check that out, I had a community discussion. I gave my thoughts and opinions on that as well. But there was some news out today where he's getting more vocal. And again, this is something that we're going to continue to see from both sides of the aisle. So Trump says Florida MJ legalization ballot measure will be very good for the state, adding that medical use is absolutely amazing for patients. So this isn't to be taken lightly, right? It just came out of nowhere, really at a left field. And you can see here, the Florida initiative to more broadly legalize MJ for recreational use will be on the November ballot. It's going to be very good for the state after it passes, which he expects to happen. And I agree as well. There was a poll showing about, I think, 57% in favor and 9% were undecided. Well, that should get it across the finish line now, in my opinion, now that we have him backing it as well. And the 2024 Republican nominee said during an interview on Lex Fridman's podcast, which we'll bring up here in just a moment, medical MJ has been amazing, adding that he has friends, and I've had others and doctors telling me that it's absolutely amazing, the medical MJ. So we'll discuss that here in just a moment. I'll play the video as well, so you can just sit tight. But another article here from MJ Moment. Trump met with top MJ company CEO and Florida GOP senator before supporting legalization measure. So ahead of announcing his support for MJ legalization initiative on Florida's ballot this weekend, former President Donald Trump met with the CEO of major MJ company, as well as the GOP state senator who is in favor of the reform. Trump took some by surprise when he took a position on the state measure, which he'll have the chance to vote on in November as a Florida resident. Before making his announcement on Saturday, he had meetings with Florida Senator Joe Gruters and Trulieve CEO Kim Rivers, according to the lawmaker and several other industry sources who confirmed the discussions to MJ Moment. Trulieve has contributed over $70 million to the MJ campaign Smart and Safe Florida behind Amendment 3 and Yes on 3. A lot of people were talking to him. Gruters, who previously chaired the Florida Republican Party, told MJ Moment in a phone interview on Tuesday, adding that he and Trump had follow-up conversations to talk about the amendment, what it does, and what I think it will do here in Florida, and the policy surrounding it, and politically, why I think it's a winner. We discussed the policy at length. Here in Florida, it's common sense, Gruder said. President Trump is certainly trying to make inroads with the younger demographics, where I think a lot of these voters, certainly undecided ones, where he can make a big difference, and I think they certainly had a role. And this is what I've been saying as well, right? The other side of the aisle is going to take a pro-crypto stance. Look how quickly Trump did a 180 on crypto. Used to hate it, now he loves it. And if he can do that big of a 180 on crypto, why can't he do it on MJ? And now we're seeing the exact same thing. So now what I think is going to happen is the other side of the aisle, the Dems, are going to have to start to really, and I'm from Canada, and I'm not trying to get political, not telling you who to vote for. I just want what's best for MJ, and this is great now that both are. It's no longer a single issue voter, right? So this is great to see, and I think the Dems are really going to start to get on board with crypto. Chuck Schumer already said that he wants to get crypto legislation done before the elections, so I think they're really going to pump crypto, and then into that final month, they're really going to start to pump MJ as well. And then people are going to be like, well, it's no longer a one-issue type voter issue anymore. So now they have a decision to make, right? And then again, we're starting to see the rhetoric pick up. ACLU pledges to push for MJ legalization and expanded clemency if Harris is elected president, which is the American Civil Liberties Union. And they released a memo reaffirming its commitment to push for federal MJ legalization, expanding MJ clemency under the Harris administration if the current vice president wins the presidential election in November. So I don't know if you can see the writing on the wall. Obviously, the stock prices were down today. It wasn't what we wanted to see, but the S&P 500 was pretty weak to begin. But at the end of the day, some names were up 12, 15%. We had AYR was one of the biggest gainers on the day. I'll just take a quick peek here at the green. We actually had Avicana, which I interviewed the CEO. They were the number one gainer at the end of the day on my list, up over 14%. But yeah, we had AYR and then TCNNF shortly, just right after that. So for almost 15% for AVCN, AYR was a little over 13%, and TCNNF was up over 8%. So again, wasn't the result that we wanted to see. Like, a lot of people, myself included, probably thought we were going to see like 10 to 15% bare minimum, even with a SPY weakness into the end of the day, right? Or into the beginning of the day, rather. But it is what it is. I said in my live stream as well, whenever Trump released this information, that we need more than this, right? We need a sustained rally, and what I think is going to get us there is going to be rescheduling. And I think also another major catalyst is going to be uplisting, banking, and then, obviously rescheduling and Florida getting passed, right? And we're already starting to see major support for Florida, and that's just a stepping stone into more broader reform, which, again, we're starting to see that now come from the other side of the aisle, and they're talking about to push federal MJ legalization. So this is great to see. We have everything aligning exactly as we would expect, and it's going to be an interesting end of the year here. Typically, September's been a rocky month. It's kind of turbulent, but we'll see. I think into the end of September, into October, we're really going to start to see the broader market pick up. We're going to see a blow-off top moment there. That's going to be tailwinds, and I think the MJ industry is going to absolutely explode into the elections. They're just going to continue to use this as a way to sway young voters, like I've been saying. And then I do think Florida is going to pass adult use legalization, Amendment 3. I think it'll come in somewhere around the mid 60 percentile, and that's going to create, that could be like one of the biggest catalysts, right? And then rescheduling will probably happen after the hearing on December 2nd. I think it'll happen at some point in 2025. But you never know. There's the CAOA going around in Congress. There's the MORE Act, States Act. So we have the potential to deschedule. We'll see what happens. Anything's possible. So Harris accuses Trump of brazen flip-flops on MJ as former president endorses Florida legalization measure. So we're getting some pushback from the other side. But again, that was actually on September 2nd. So that was yesterday. And then today you come out with this article where they're starting to push more broader reform and federal legalization. So again, this isn't all coincidence. This is happening for a reason, and it's right on cue. Also, 94% of nurse practitioner students say medical MJ should be legalized across the U.S. It's just a matter of time, folks. It's not if, it's when, and this is only going to ever happen once. Yes, it sucks that some of these stock prices just aren't moving, and it seems like we have to wait forever, but there'll come a day where you'll look back and you'll probably say, that wasn't that long of a wait, and it's only ever going to happen once. Change your mindset, right? This isn't get rich quick. It's going to be a while before we even see the blue chip phase, right? Once the U.S. federally legalizes at the federal level, once it's no longer federally illegal, it's going to be a few years before we see blue chip status, right? Before we really separate the winners and the losers. So there's still a lot of time to go here. Personally, I don't think there's that much time left. I would say, the next 5 to 10 years are going to be high growth time periods in this industry. But over the next few years, we could see this sector absolutely ignite, no pun intended, and go on to be one of, if not the best performing sector over the next few years. Also, poll shows that swing state voters support MJ legalization, highlighting opportunity for presidential campaigns. So might that be the reason why we're starting to see all this rhetoric pick up, trying to sway those young voters and also those swing states? Very possible, right? Exactly what we would have expected. So about 6 hours ago, Donald Trump interview with Lex Fridman, podcast 442. We're going to play this. And if you've never actually come across this before, there's a new summarized video option on YouTube, and it just takes you to ChatGPT, and it summarizes everything. It's absolutely awesome, and it's searchable. So you can just Control F, and you can do MJ and then bring it up here, and it's right at the beginning of the video. So I'll watch the full video later on, more than likely, but I just did a Control F, found it right off the cuff. And then if you scroll down, you can also hit the show transcript button, and then it'll open up here on the side as well. But I really like this chat GPT function as well. But let's play this for you, and then we'll jump back.
I don't know if you know this, but some people call you a fascist.
Yeah, they do. So I figure it's all right to call them a communist. Yeah, they call me a lot worse than I call them.
A lot of people listening to this, myself included, that doesn't think that Kamala is a communist.
I believe you have to fight fire with fire.
Politics is a dirty game.
It is a dirty game. It's certainly true.
How do you win at that game?
They suffer from massive Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, and I don't know if it's curable from their standpoint.
I think we'd probably have a better world if everybody in Congress took some mushrooms, perhaps.
First of all, medical marijuana has been amazing. It's been, I've had friends and I've had others and doctors telling me that it's been absolutely amazing.
The list of clients that went to the island has not been made public.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it?
So, going to pause that there. So that's the comments on MJ. And if you want to check out that full video on your own time, you can. We had an interruption there by an ad that came up. But you're starting to see the writing on the wall, right? Everybody is finally starting to wake up. We're seeing what's happening here. If you're not seeing the massive change that's happening here behind the scenes, just because it's not reflecting in the stock prices doesn't mean, look at all this, doesn't mean that we're not making great strides. And one of my favorite investing quotes of all time is, the stock market is full of people who know the price of everything, but the value of nothing. Know the value of what you hold and the amount of growth that we're about to experience in this amazing industry, this medicine of the future. And this is exactly why I created this YouTube channel. Again, I'm a retail investor. I created this for retail investors. While so many other channels, not knocking any other channels, I'm just saying that, I'm in the trenches with you, and I know what it's like to be manipulated by mainstream media, and we just have to, call a spade, and it is what it is. The prices of these stocks are irrelevant, right? We're going to look back and we're just going to laugh in 5, 10 plus years from now. Even in a year or two, we could see prices, multiple hundreds of % higher than they are now. And it doesn't take very long, right? Especially coupled with a couple of growth catalysts. This sector is far, far away from reaching critical mass. And again, this is only going to happen once. You're only going to have this opportunity once. So this is a generational wealth opportunity, a once in a lifetime opportunity. There's going to be, our children and our children's children are going to look back and they're going to say, I wish I was alive during that time, right? And we are going to experience a revolution unlike no other. And this is truly, in my opinion, the best medicine, the best industry on the planet. I'm just grateful to be here experiencing it with you all, and just watch the amount of hype that we're going to get in this sector. And I truly believe with my soul that they're going to pump the ever-loving hell out of this plant leading into the elections, and it's going to be a fun ride. So strap in. All right, if you like the video, smash like, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. We'll continue the conversation there. Hope you have a great night. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again in the next video.